All righty. Good morning, everybody. Can everybody hear me okay? Can get a 5x5 or Lima Charlie or something like that? Skull. Coffee. Good. Awesome. Thank you. Good morning, L Dog. Rural Coffee. Who else is in here? Coffee. Good. Grand. Awesome. Whoop, whoop. Good morning, L Dog. Got to turn that down. Okay. There we go. Little Lone Prepper. Good to see you. We'll give it a few minutes before we get started. Hey, pinned to the top of the comments is Grit and Grace's first live stream tonight. So make sure you go check that out. Give her some support. I think she's a little nervous, although I don't know why. But go check it out. Make sure you check it out. I'll be there. I think Rural's a guest, so you'll see Rural tonight. Kay, good morning. Janet, good morning. How y'all doing? MS Coast, how you doing? Good to see you. Gen X, good morning. So we'll give it a few minutes, let everybody show up before we get started. I got a whole list of stuff to go over. And after that, I will drop the link and anybody can come up and we can discuss whatever you want to discuss. So, Rayanne, good morning. How you doing? But yeah, everybody make sure you click the reminder. I'm kind of losing my voice, so you have to bear with me a little bit, but click the reminder at the top of the chat and go check out Grace's first live stream tonight. Tuck, good to see you. Skull, everybody. Got to have my coffee. All right, so let's get started. So what all did we learn this week? Well, first of all, we learned that there is no left or right. It's all just, of course, we kind of already knew that. We've always talked about the same wing of or two different wings of the same bird. So Pam Bondi kind of tricked Congress. Chris, good to see you. I miss anybody? Not yet. Okay. All right. And let them go in and see the unredacted files. And they had so much time. It was like 2 hours or something. I don't remember. CUCB Farmer, good to see you this morning. And she tracked everything that they looked up while they were in there. Of course, they were all upset about that because what did they look for? Well, they looked for their own names. That's interesting. Advert, good to see you. So, okay. So there was a Friday night. There was a raid last night in the Guthrie case. They detained 3 people and one person shot themselves in the head. Kind of seems like maybe guilty, but they didn't find her yet. So, yeah, right. No one guilty there. Yeah, exactly. And they're looking for their own names. So this is still ongoing, but they are apparently on the right track. There was a mass stabbing at the Arc de Triomphe in Paris by an Islamic assailant who stabbed police officers in 2012 and was released. How do you get released after stabbing a police officer? I don't get it. If you can hear the snoring in the background, that's Reba. Oh, little Reba. She's tired. She had a big day yesterday. Okay. Teresa, good to see you. What else? The U.S. military is preparing for a week-long operation on Iran. Now they're sending another aircraft carrier. So we got at least a couple weeks before something like that's going to happen because it'll take a couple weeks for the aircraft carrier, the strike group, to get over there. As far as these files go, if everybody's seen them, or I'm sure you've seen enough of them, just imagine what they're not telling us. I mean, all the stuff that's been redacted, plus there's still 3 million files that haven't been released. I can't even imagine what they're not telling us. And there's not much of an uproar over here. I mean, just people complaining, but as far as that goes, there's a huge protest in India because their prime minister was in the files. They're going crazy over there. France and Germany has released the unredacted files to the public. Yeah, that's just going to be a bad thing. This whole thing's a setup. I don't know what they're up to, but they didn't just throw this in our face just to, like, oops, it got released. Mark, good morning. How you doing? They threw this in our face for a reason. And we can't vote ourselves out of this because honestly, I think voting's a joke. I think they already know who the next few presidents are going to be. It's all just a big setup. It's a soap opera. They just put this out in front of us to distract us. I'm trying to read chat and going through this at the same time. And it's all just a soap opera. Granny, good morning. How you doing? So I don't think your vote matters. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. But so they've set aside $38 billion for immigrant detention centers. And I have a feeling there's going to be more than just immigrants stuck in there, but that's discussion for another day. Partial U.S. shutdown started at midnight last night, so good luck with your tax return. Study came out, said 12 people have more wealth in the world than the bottom 4 billion. Blue Butterfly, good morning. That's kind of interesting. 12 people have more wealth than the bottom 4 billion. There's got to be something wrong with that number. Pilgrim, good morning. Listening from the road. Be safe, my friend. There's a huge protest in Australia because HRSAC is visiting from Israel. And of course, conspiracy theories are running wild in this whole file release thing. And Country Prepper, good morning. Of course, what conspiracy theories today I just call spoiler alerts because it seems like they all come true. And, most of us, because there's only 8 companies that own almost everything in the world in one form or the other. You know, your company's owned by another company that's owned by another company that's owned by one of these companies. So most of us are probably getting paychecks from the people on this list. Now, you can look it up to see if your CEO is on the list. I suggest just using Grok. I'm not a big fan of the AI thing, but it is useful for things like this because, I'm not going to go through 3.5 million files looking for one name, but you could type it in Grok and say, is so-and-so on the list? Now, of course, we know a small number of people that are actually on the list. So, but at least we can see what's released so far. And then when they release more names, which I hope they do, you can always go back and check again. Now, so far, the CEO of my company, because my company is owned by an umbrella company that is a global company, so far they're not on there, but the family that owns the company. But it really wouldn't surprise me if down the road, if I see their name on there. So I don't know how we get out of this. I don't know. The rest of the world is in chaos, and it seems pretty calm over here. Surprising. Skull, everybody. So again, if you haven't already done it, click on the link that I pinned to the top, and go watch Grit and Grace's first live stream tonight. So I'll be there, assuming I didn't doze off or something. So we need to stick together. Yeah, no kidding. Dan H., good to see you. All right, so now I got to go through here. Unpin that link. Shawnee, good to see you this morning. And we will drop a link in case anybody wants to come up. And let's see. Anybody wants to come up and visit and talk about all the great, crazy things that's going on. There we go. Now I got to pin that one. There we go. All right, cool. Hi, good to see you. Anybody else I missed? So, yeah, interesting week. Things just keep getting farther down the rabbit hole, I swear. Oh, Reba went and got her spa day yesterday, got all trimmed up, and weather any better? Yeah, it's actually supposed to be in the 50s all week. Mark, you don't have to put pants on. It's all right. This is a pants optional live stream. We're all good. Uh, she got a trim, and if you saw my little short yesterday, they gave her a little Valentine's dress, and yeah, she was fancy dancer. Yes, she was. Yeah, she was all happy. So, and I think she likes her haircut. She was looking like a fur goblin. So, poor baby. She had a big day, but yeah, she seems awful happy. She feels good. She's just sleeping beside me. Reba, you okay? You know, tired. So yeah, this Epstein file thing, I don't know. Like I said, the rest of the world's going crazy over it. They're at protests and riots and all kinds of things, and it seems pretty calm over here. I don't think it's that we don't care. I think it's just that we don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, but we have learned that we have learned that evil is running the whole world. Not that we didn't already suspect that, but now it's in our face. You know, now it's been thrown right in our face. And here, look at all this stuff going on. It's like, oh, great. Adjust a little bit. There we go. Right way is threatening. Huh. Put that one up there. Had someone resist arrest by trying to run across a frozen lake to get away. Caused a lockdown. Jeez. Yeah, all Reba was ready to come home. James, how you doing today? But yeah, they're having all kinds of problems in the UK, Scotland. Yeah, Scotland has stopped. Okay, how do I want to put this? They're no longer supporting the UK government, even though they're part of the UK. JD, good to see you this morning. And yeah, there's okay. The riots in India India is going crazy because their prime minister is on the list. I don't know. I don't know if anything's going to come of this. Should it? Well, yeah, of course. I mean, we should, wood chippers or public executions or whatever. But whether any of that's ever going to happen, I don't know. It should. A 22-year-old illegal immigrant arrested for impersonating a police officer yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen some of that happening around. Steel and Tree, Eric, good to see you this morning. Like I said, if anybody wants to come up and discuss anything, I pinned the link, I think. Yeah, I did. Okay. Got to keep my cat off the computer. But my goodness, I mean, the world is a train wreck. Getting to the point where I can't believe anything that comes. Yeah, you know what? And I've seen some of these pictures that are starting to come out that are obviously AI. So you can't even believe what you see. So who knows what the truth is? I know the whole royal family is basically in a panic because, yes, and we pay for all this crap. You're actually absolutely right. Where'd it go? That comes out of our tax dollars. Coffee, you're probably better off if you don't want to see all the stuff that's on the list. I can't help myself, but let's see, Resay. I said earlier the general public knew what was happening on the island. Allegedly, the general public would take law into their own hands. Yeah, and I'm sure they got a plan for that. I mean, like I said, they released these files on purpose. They didn't just all of a sudden decide, oh, it got leaked out or whatever. No, they threw it in our face. I just can't figure out why. There's got to be something bigger coming. So you need to keep preparing. Dan. Yeah, Coffee, you don't want to see the horrible stories. Muffin Top, what's up? Yeah, it's all a distraction. It is, but I don't know from what. And it can't be like Iran because we all knew that was coming anyway. So they're not distracting us from, oh, we're going to strike Iran. No, because that wouldn't even be a shock to anybody. So, I mean, we all know that's probably coming sooner or later. Like I said, it'll probably be at least a couple of weeks because if we're sending another carrier over there, them things don't exactly just teleport over there. So it'll take a while for it to get there. A couple of weeks anyway. Blue, go. Blue. Go. So we got at least a couple of weeks before that's going to happen. Southern Dave, good morning. How you doing? There's got to be something else they're trying to distract us from, and I don't know what. And it could be anything. Continue to have South American refugees arrive, which you go through multi-steps interviewing process. Many excited to work. Yeah, well, if you want to come here legally, I don't think any of us have any problem with that. We got plenty of room. If you ever drove out west, there's lots of empty space. So it's just the ones that come here illegal to do bad things. Them are the ones we got a problem with. So, boy, I tell you, I would love to know what's coming that they're trying to cover up or hide or distract us from. Vanessa, good morning. How y'all doing? Like I said, anybody wants to come up and discuss some things, feel free. The link is pinned, correct? Yep, still pinned up there. And I don't know, man. Like I said, if nothing else, this tells you that you need to prep as much as you can. Because I don't know what's coming. I don't know what they're trying to distract us from. It could be anything. Maybe they know the world's going to end and they're just trying to keep us from. Remember the movie Don't Look Up? It could be something like that. I mean, it could be anything. I have no idea. Digital currency. Oh, Blue Butterfly. Yeah, okay. So I got a theory on all this. Oh, yeah. Yep. 0 Hour is on Mark's channel Sunday night. Leonard Mountain Homesteading. Oh, good. Chris and Amy's going to be on. Chris and Amy are good people. So, yeah, check that out, guys. Don't forget, Sunday night at 8 o'clock. This week, we're on Mark's channel. They do with whoever closed down the airport in Texas. Yeah, well, that was a major screw up. They're saying it was a party balloon. Y'all remember the song 99 Luftballons from the 90s, 80s, 90s? 80s, I don't know, long time ago. But yeah, they seen a balloon and freaked out. Yep, anybody wants to be on 0 Hour, you can email any of the three of us, and we will get you on there. We're always looking for new guests, somebody, people with different opinions. Yes, 99 Luftballons, exactly, Tuck. Nina, yep. We're always looking for, different opinions and different viewpoints and that. So anybody who wants to be on, feel free to email us and we will get you on. But yeah, I feel the same way, Janet, but that's the official story. Of course, whoever believes the official story these days, but that's what they're saying. And it was a party balloon and they went and shut down the airport for 10 days. Now Didn't actually leave it shut down for 10 days, but videos in talking about EMP. Yeah, you know what? Like I said, they threw these files in our face for a reason. I don't know what the reason is. They're definitely covering something up. MS Coast, I did see something about that. Something about a comet that's supposed to actually hit the sun. But again, you can't believe everything you hear, so I don't know. Yeah, coffee. I don't believe any official stories anymore. I don't know what a comet impacting what kind of effect that would have on us. It probably would depend on the way it was facing us when it happened. Yep, I heard something about that too. Taking down a cartel drone with a laser. But then they were saying it was just, they made a mistake and it was a party balloon. Come on, guys. I mean, really? We're supposed to believe that? Yeah, I saw that. I don't know if that was AI generated or not, but yeah, she said, if we want to go to the sun, we can just go at night when it's cooler. Come on, man. I did see that. That was funny. Jazz Genesis, good morning. How y'all doing this morning? Everybody got plenty of coffee? I got to have my coffee. Okay, I don't function good without coffee. Oh, it's still nice and hot, too. So, yeah, I would, like I said, keep prepping, guys. There's going to be a shortage on ammo from what I'm hearing. Yep, I agree, CUTV. Yep. Yeah, Tuck, I don't know if that would even have any effect on us or not. I mean, comets are mostly dust and ice, so it's going to burn up. But who knows? Mark, yeah, now that would make more sense than a party balloon. Dan, I got a coffee mug that holds like a whole pot of coffee, but I don't use it very often because by the time I get it drank, it starts to get cold because it's too big, actually. Most people have lost their minds. Yes. Flea markets for ammo. Yep, that's a good idea. But from what I hear, there's going to be a shortage because the government is hoarding copper. That's a story I heard. Actually heard that from Bear Independent. So if you don't watch Bear Independent, you should go check out Bear Independent. I really like Pastor Bear. So like I said, anybody wants to come up and discuss anything, doesn't have to be news related, could be anything you want to. The link is pinned and you can come up. Well, that's not a bad problem to have. Yep, pennies are gone. That's why the pennies are gone. Yep, I have a ton, not a ton, but I've probably got a couple 100 pounds of copper pennies. I've been saving them since I don't even know when, since they stopped making copper pennies. So, yep, that's possible. It would probably be small enough debris that it would just be like a meteor shower. Again, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Won't be the first time. Won't be the last time either. But yeah, they got to be distracting us from something huge. I don't know what. It's hard to tell. My dog is still snoring. She's out. Poor baby girl. But it's just, like I said, the rest of the world's going crazy over these things. You should see the, and of course, the mainstream media isn't even telling us about it. Speaking of media, let's see if anything exciting is going on. Did I get any warnings or anything? No. Let's see. Nope. Okay. Well, that's good anyway. Cheery, knock it off. Cheery, there's nothing out there. Lay down. Okay. Yeah. Not. I don't need your face in my TV screen. Something big is coming. I agree, Janet. I just don't know what it is. I don't know what they're up to. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, there's no reason that they had to release these files. I mean, they could have just buried them like the Kennedy files and just said, well, it's national security. We can't show you. And just left them buried forever. So they released them on purpose. The people that are in the files showed us the files. Or at least enough of them that it's made us all sick to our stomach. So why? Why did they just throw this out in our face and say, hey, look at this, guys? There has to be some kind of reason. There has to be something that they're not telling us, or something that they're distracting us from, and it's got to be something huge. I just don't know what it is. And I don't think any of us know what it is. We might have some suspicions, but I have no idea. I'm a little concerned about why they showed us these files. Because, like I said, there has to be some ulterior motive. They didn't just toss this out and say, oh, hey, look what we're doing. Are they laughing at us? Well, yeah. Yeah, Dan, they're all doing some backdoor sketchy stuff. Globally, not just here. This isn't just a U.S. thing. This is, and I'm sure it's still going on. There was more than one island, and these guys aren't giving up their playground. They're not going to go, oh, well, we got busted. I guess we're done. No. It's still going on. Look at all the homeless people that have disappeared over the last how many years. I mean, they're talking about the fact that they may be feeding them to us. Orlando Prepper, good morning. I mean, the conspiracy theories are just running rampant. And of course, as we've learned over the last few years, conspiracy theories, most of them were true. Could it be aliens? It could be anything. I don't know what they're going to lay on us here in the coming months, but something crazy is coming. And got me a little worried. Not scared. I won't say scared, but a little worried that they're going to slam something huge on us. Yeah. And we owe some people some apologies over the years. Corey Feldman told us all about this in the late 80s, early 90s. And everybody thought he was on drugs and he was crazy. Michael Jackson, who everybody thought was actually doing this. And here they're talking about his Neverland Ranch was there to save children. Who else? Roseanne Barr, who we all thought was crazy. Might still be crazy, but was telling us about this. Who else? Well, honestly, I think George Carlin was telling us about this in the 70s. He just made it look like a joke so he didn't end up missing. Yeah, he probably, well, and you know what? That could have been a side effect. The drug use could have been a side effect of the stuff that happened to him. So, but yeah, he was right on top of it. So, but yeah, we owe some people some apologies through the years that we thought were nuts. Art Bell, yeah, that's a good one, L Dog. Yeah, I loved Art Bell. Yeah, I used to listen to that show every night. Yep, something is coming. I don't know what. All I know is we need to prepare as much as we can. Yep, you're right, Tuck. Whoops, missed it. There we go. Yep, there's another link to Grit and Grace's live stream. Again, click on that link, hit the little reminder thing. It's her first live stream. I think she's a little nervous, so we all need to go over there and support her. And yep, there you go, Jazz Genesis. That's part of Bear Independent. They've been out saving children. I don't remember what they were up to, 137, 106. I don't remember what their number was, but yeah, that's a good point, Steele. Yeah. Not from anybody in the U.S. anyway. Yep, that could be. Yeah, everybody show up on Grit. It's tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern time. So if you're out of the Eastern time zone, you got to adjust accordingly. But yeah, Rural shared the link. Click on that. I had it pinned at the beginning. Like I said, let's go hang out with Grace tonight. So nobody wants to come up and hang out with me tonight, huh? I have to drink coffee by myself. Jeez. But yeah, it's kind of scary of what's coming, what's going on. Because like I said, there was no reason for them to release these files. They could have just kept it hidden forever. And of course, we'd have complained. People would have complained and said, we want to see the files. But they've been complaining about the Kennedy files for, 80 years? And they're never going to show us that. So they could, we would have just complained and they would have just went, well, sorry, we're still not showing you. And that'd have been the end of it, It'd come up every now and then, just like the Kennedy files do. But there was no reason that they had to show us these, which means they did it on purpose, threw it in our face. Hey, look at this, guys. Now, while we're looking at this, what else is going on? What are they not telling us? It's like I said, for them to show us the horrible things that we've seen, if you look through the files, and if not, well, just don't do it. Just don't even bother. It's got to be something huge coming. I just don't know what. Sorry about the glare in my glasses, but if I take them off, I can't read the chat. So, yeah, but you can look up to see if there's a lot of Ohio connections in there. I've seen at least 4 Ohio business owners that are in there. Yeah, it's who knows what to believe. But yeah, like I said, now some of the pictures are starting to come out that are clearly AI. There was one with was it Prince Andrew that they said, oh, look, we unredacted it. And the redacted file had a girl laying on the floor, a white girl, and the unredacted file had a black girl. So obviously that's an AI thing. I don't think that one was real. But the original photo, the redacted photo, is real, and it was obviously Prince Andrew. Of course, the whole not the whole royal family, but a lot of them were in there. And they're saying that's why a lot of these people end up unalive, like Princess Diana. And welcome back, Coffee. And it wouldn't surprise me any. And I was thinking about this earlier that there's probably a lot of these actors. You've seen a lot of these actors who just left Hollywood and they say, well, we left because we want to focus on our family. Could be true. Maybe they found out what it's really about and said, we don't want any part of it. And they said, well, that's fine, but you better keep your mouth shut. So they just said, okay, well, I left Hollywood to focus on family. Who knows? Just a theory. I'm great with theories. Oh, but anyway, speaking of theory, excuse me. Yeah, that could be. That was a long time ago, and I don't remember the whole thing. But yeah, there was that other guy in the car who was Muslim. Yeah. Yeah, JS Genesis, you never know. Anyway, they may use this to usher in all kinds of things. Okay. Everybody says, well, okay, so the elites are using their money to do all these horrible things. So we're going to go to a digital currency. That way we can track it all, make sure they're not doing, and people are going to cheer. Oh yeah, digital currency, so we can keep an eye on the elites. When really it ain't going to have anything to do with keeping the eye on the elites. It's going to have to do with keeping an eye on us. Same thing with the governments. All these. I got a visitor. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I am well, sir. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I got coffee. I'm good.
Yep. I got me a nice hot cup of coffee, and I'm getting up, and I am being productive this morning.
That's good. I was productive yesterday. I don't have a whole lot to do today. I have a couple things that I want to do, but that I'll get done later. But before Grit and Grace's live stream.
Oh yes, it's going to be a very fun live stream.
Yeah. It's about time she did one.
Oh yeah. I think everybody's been on her to do one, and I think once she gets one or two down, she'll be off on the races, and she'll be outdoing us all.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's already outdoing us all.
Oh yes.
She does a great job. Superstar in the making.
Yes, very much so, and that's the content she puts out. It is a lot of the stuff I think a lot of people want and need, and there's a lot of things that I watch of hers that humbles me. Think of that. Did you see the short on the saving the butter wrappers?
No, I missed that.
Oh man, I sat there and watched that, and I was like, I have been doing it wrong for 40 years.
Yeah, she knows a lot of stuff. A lot more knowledgeable than I think even we realized when she was just doing like shorts of the animals and stuff before she started doing long form.
Yeah, I think because she's growing really fast. I think she's starting to focus in on getting some of those watch hours and whatnot, because it's really hard to do with shorts. But
shorts you have to get, what is it, like 10 million views in 90 days or something like that?
Yeah, something stupid and unreachable.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, whatever it is. Yeah. I don't remember exactly. So what do you think about all this stuff going on?
Well, for the people that's in the comments and they're saying that it is a distraction and they don't know what the distraction is, well, guess what? It's working.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely working. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to look behind the scenes and see but I haven't found anything, so I don't know what is going on. Yeah, Mark, you're right. She is a legitimate homesteader. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know, because yes, you don't release things. All that stuff's controlled anyway.
Right.
And so, it'll be one of those that hopefully somebody will uncover something and we'll find out, and probably like 90% of everything else we'll never know.
Yeah. I have a theory that they may use this to usher in like digital currency, digital ID, especially since these files are starting to get AI generated. They're going to say, well, we're going to make everybody have a digital ID. That way, if you're going to post something, you have to scan your digital ID ahead of time so we know it's not AI.
Yeah, and that makes a whole lot of sense, because AI will probably be the one helping you get around AI.
Right. And they might even usher in, like, they might say, well, okay, all the politicians are corrupt globally. So now we need a one world government. And we may let AI run that one world government so we know that it's not corrupt.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I
because
mean, I don't know.
computers never get corrupt.
Yeah, right. Have you seen anything on this social media thing that AI's created themselves and they're on there talking to each other? I don't remember what it's called, but you can go watch it. You can't like comment, but you can go in there and watch them talk to themselves.
That is awesome. I have not, and I will. I'll have to check that out because I'm sure it will not take AI very long to devolve into what our social media is, where it'll be nothing but pointless memes and belittling itself.
Yeah, because they learned all this from us.
Yeah, yeah. It'll be interesting to see. It'll probably give itself anxiety and depression, and who knows what'll happen then.
But yeah, that's a little frightening that they created their own social media. I went, hey, we're just going to go talk to each other. And I don't know. But yeah, we've talked about there may not be another presidential election by the time we get to, what year is that? 2028. It could be AI. Who knows?
Oh yeah. Yeah, and that's
one country has an AI in their parliament. I don't remember which one it is. It's Algeria or Albania, or I think it was started with an A. I don't remember.
And all the voting stuff is all digital anyway. So what better way than the AI goes, hey, by the way, I'm going to run for office and I control the voting.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, that's my dog snoring in the background. She's right here beside me, taking a nap.
Well, somebody's got the right idea.
Yeah. And the more I pet her, the more she snores. But yeah, it's like I said, they got to be covering up something big. Just none of us know what it is. So
yeah, I don't know. Again, it's going to be one of those. I don't know if you'll ever really know what is going to be. There's so many times that something gets quote unquote linked, and everybody's like, "Oh, look, I found it." For us, there is hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of things that happened all the time you'll never know about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I know they're trying to get this ID thing to vote, which I'm all for. But honestly, I don't think voting makes. It's my opinion that voting don't make any difference. They already know who the next 2 or 3 presidents are going to be. These people have been groomed since birth, and it's all just a show, just to keep us entertained. It's like a soap opera.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. It almost gives you that like Truman Show vibe where everything's being monitored and watched. There is no privacy anymore, and without privacy, you really don't have freedom, and therefore, you can just kind of go in and spy on people, and then you can steer them in the direction that you want with various ads and social media posts and whatnot. And I think that's what a lot of people, the bad stuff that's going around, they allow them to be exposed and mind manipulated.
Yep. Grit and Grace, good morning. Grit and Grace, if you want to click the link and come on up and tell us what your live stream is going to be about tonight, go right ahead. Feel free. If you've had enough coffee.
Maybe that's what Reba needs, is some coffee.
She don't drink coffee.
That means
my one orange cat. Well, if I leave one with the lid off of it, if I just have it in a cup, my orange cat will come over and drink coffee.
That's just what we need, is a bunch of household pets running around with a coffee high.
Oh yeah. Still doing barn chores. Oh, I got you. Okay. Well, yep, that's part of the gig, huh? Definitely. So you're going to be a guest on Grace's live stream tonight, right?
Yes. Yeah. It was a really big honor. I've been doing what I can to help. I like to help the smaller channels, and she's been growing extraordinarily fast. And all the info she's been putting out has been above and beyond any expectation of anything. So it's been nice to kind of be behind the scenes and pushing and supporting her and watching her grow and develop. And so she kind of asked me, since if I'm going to be all the big support, do I want to be first? And you know what I said? Heck yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's growing fast, man. She's really doing a great job.
Yeah, I think she's just starting to scratch the surface on some of the things that she's got rolling around in that head of hers that she hasn't even been on YouTube. I don't think maybe a year. I don't even know if it's been a year yet. So
Yeah,
just watch what 2026 has in store for her.
Yeah, Grace, you're welcome. You're doing awesome. I think I'm coming up on a year. I think it was sometime in March. So
Nice.
I mean, I've been hanging around on YouTube for, I don't know when my first account was made. It's been a long, long time. But as far as starting the channel, it's been almost a year.
I think I'm coming up on 3 years.
But I've noticed here lately that, I don't know if maybe YouTube stopped a little bit of the shadow banning, but things have been moving along a little better here in the last couple of months. And I've heard that from other channels too. So I think maybe they kind of loosen the noose a little bit around some of us.
Yeah.
Which, hey, sounds good to me. But
right. It's always that, I'm not focused on trying to get clicks and putting out all this stuff just so that way I can get bigger numbers. Mine is all about the comment section, because here as of late, the stuff that I've been posting and putting out, I've had comment after comment going, I needed this. Thank you. This spoke to me.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, if you're not watching Rural's morning chat, he does just about every day. I think it's every day.
Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday, okay. And then go check that out. That's usually the first thing I watch in the morning while I'm drinking coffee, trying to shake off the cobwebs, because I work nights, so it's not, I don't actually watch it well, I guess it's still technically morning, about 11 o'clock or so, but
yeah, I'm doing a friendly quote unquote competition with Pinball and who gets their video put out first.
Oh, okay. So you got to get up real early, because he usually drops his around 6 or so. Gen X Prepper, good to see you this morning.
Every once in a while I beat him.
Yeah. He's retired though. He's not on a time schedule. So
yep, one day that's where I'll be too.
Yeah, all of us will be there sooner or later.
Yes.
I plan on retiring as soon as I can. For the main reason is I don't know how long Social Security is going to be there, so I'm going to take it as early as I can.
Oh yes, same. I am in production mode right now and savings mode, and 2026 and part, if not all of 2027, is all going to be savings mode, because as soon as I can, I am homestead bound, and then it's going to be the real hard work of getting that set up, so that way I can have kind of a self-sustaining sort of a thing. And if I can get it up and running and off to the races, who knows, maybe I can retire really early.
Yeah, because your expenses will be lower in that. So yeah, absolutely.
That's the dream anyway.
And if I have to do a little side work to make up the difference, that's fine. I can always go back to hauling Amish. That's a good gig. It's just inconsistent. You'll make a whole lot of money one week and then like nothing the next week. So
that's the whole thing about side gigs and whatnot.
Yeah. But if it's just actually a side gig, I was doing it full time for like 3 years. If it's just a side gig, then if you make a whole bunch of money one week and nothing the next, it's not such a big deal.
Yep.
So that was always kind of my retirement plan anyway, was just because it pays good. I mean, it's not a bad gig.
Dang, Orlando retired at 42.
Wow. Good job.
Yeah, I'm a little jealous.
Yeah, me too. I mean, if you think about it, our grandparents, I'd be retired now.
Yep. Yeah, that's mine. I think my biggest worry is that, now that for me, God's kind of put down like, hey, you need to get up and start moving and really buckle down for your homestead. My biggest fear is some sort of financial collapse or something. I'll get really close and then boom, and the bottom will fall out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of why we don't have one yet. We were starting, our plan was to get one in 2020, and then the whole toilet paper apocalypse hit. That's what I call it anyway. And kind of, yeah, put a wrench in that system. So, but hopefully maybe this year, property values and prices are starting to come down around here because they've got ridiculous. And so hopefully sometime this spring or summer. That's the plan anyway. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I'm shooting for sooner rather than later. There's a lot of people that they pop into the prepping community and the homesteading community, and they don't know really how much hard work and what effort goes into it. Because if you've never done this stuff, when you're talking about residual, I mean, it takes 2, 3, 4 years to get your berry bushes and your grapevines
Mhm.
going. It takes 10 years to get an orchard going. It
Yep.
takes 3 years to get a cow fully up to where you can
Yep.
start eating the cow.
Yep. Yep. We got a little bit of, I would say, an advantage that my wife grew up on a farm. Her whole family are farmers out in the farm country outside of town here. So we could get a little bit of a head start just because of them helping us out.
Yeah, there's an awful lot of hard work and effort and things, and I see it in various ones. And people be like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna get a homestead and I'm gonna have my own milk." And I'm like, if you've never milked a cow and you don't know that that's twice a day
Yep.
commitment for years, you don't get to take vacation. That cow has to be milked twice
Yep.
a day, daily.
Yep. Yep. Like I said, my wife grew up on a farm. She knows all about all that stuff.
Oh
I
yeah.
didn't grow up on a farm, but my grandfather had, I don't know how big his garden. It was a big garden. I mean, big. It wasn't like a backyard thing. It was like a whole lot. It had to be a couple acres. And we spent a lot of time out there gathering crops and snapping uh, green beans and all that good stuff when I was a kid. So, yeah, that's true too. Cow might decide to kick you in the face.
Now, yes,
Eh,
the cow may. For me, I always had bad luck as a kid milking the goats. They were ornery and did not like to stand still. I was very lucky with the cows. I have never even come close, but you never know, right? I mean, anything that can move or has a mouth will kick or bite.
Right. We got some good information in the chat going on too. See, that's what's great about this community is everybody shares information. So if you don't know something, somebody will tell you.
There we go with Dan. That's right. At Bug Out Weekend, we'll have a cow milking class.
Yeah. Hey, if Grace comes, she could probably give that to us.
I don't know. I don't know if she has.
Milk cows. Well, somebody could, I'm sure.
Yeah, because I think
Uh,
that might be what Minnie was for. But yeah, I think everything that she's got's all meat.
yeah. I think my wife used to milk cows. Now it's been a while, but I'm sure it'd come back to her. Little cow milking class. I'm sure
Oh,
some of the homesteading like conventions and stuff. I'll bet you they do that.
and there's one for half ready. That means you need a bull. I'll tell you
Yep.
what, I I will bull share. I will do something. I am not having a 2-ton angry thing that's going to bust out of the fence and I'm responsible for.
Sounds like my ex-wife.
There you go. Oh, that's perfect right there for Orlando.
Yeah.
That's what I think a lot of this generations and things as the farms started to dwindle, and because you didn't even have to grow up on the farm. Your neighbor was a farmer or something, and that's where you
Yeah.
spent your summers was baling hay and out there working and doing things. And these kids nowadays, they don't have that experience of that work and being able to look back 10 years and go, you know what, that was a lot of fun. I miss it. I want to get back into that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If the thing kicks me in the face, I'm eating it. That's it. Cow's done for. Steak time.
Yeah. Well, first you got to go get the bull though.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, for me, every year I always like to experiment. I have a little, plot that I try and grow something new. Last year was peanuts, and as Orlando was talking about. I've been wanting to try my hand at tobacco for a little while. I don't know what the experimentation for this year, if I'm going to do a new crop. I know I'm going to try some new growing methods.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to plant some. Let's see. Some. Well, we always plant banana peppers. Things like banana peppers and onions. That's kind of one of the things that we do every year. And
Yeah,
then I might try some different things this year too.
I spent this morning. I went through and did I think 75 jalapeno seeds.
Yeah,
And
that's about time for that. So
yeah, I'm doing all my hot peppers today. I've already got them all done with the start soil. I got everything, with your start soil. I got that sterilized, got the trays sterilized, got the hot pepper seeds started. They're back there now, and the humidity dome and the heat mat. So
yeah, Orlando Prepper, same thing here. The first time we planted banana peppers, my wife, I said, well, let's put in two bushes, and she said, no, let's do 4. And I said, okay. And my goodness, we had 50-gallon trash bags of banana peppers we were giving away. It was nuts.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of people that they get nervous about it, or they try it and have a bad experience, and they put it down. And I think that is going to be something that I have in the works for this year, is to show people that you can be creative. Even if you're in a 3rd-story apartment, you can still grow stuff. And so
Yeah.
I kind of want to get into the, gardening on a budget, gardening creatively, and showing, you may not have the space and the capacity and whatnot to completely live out of your garden, but you can put a heck of a dent into it.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. And every little bit helps, especially with the prices and that.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and it also gives you the thing too. You may only have room for, a couple of hanging baskets of a couple of things. And
Yep.
if you get something in the world that just goes sideways, yeah, you're not going to have enough that'll sustain you, but you just got a whole bunch of seeds.
Right. Yeah, and if you're storing food on top of that, canned food or freeze-dried food or whatever, then you got some things you're growing on top of it, then that's just going to add to your prep. So,
yep. Yeah, there's a lot into it. I really want to start, I think, focusing, because I'm going to start up another channel. That's in the works. Probably over the next few weeks, I'm going to try and get some of that all started and whatnot, because I don't want to take away from what I'm doing now. That seems to be really helping people, but I want to take some, the new channel into a whole different direction, because I think I can help people again, just in a whole different direction.
Yeah. And Janet, yeah, that container gardening, if you watch Devil Dog Prepper does a lot of container gardening. I don't know if he's done any videos on it lately, but he was talking about it, and he grows a lot of stuff in like 5-gallon buckets and things like that. So yeah, you can do that. Definitely do that. So
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to do a lot more container stuff just because I know in the very, very near future I'm going to be moving. And so I can take it
right.
with me, right? All of my hard work comes with me.
Yeah, that's the same thing we're going to do this year. Everything's going to be container gardening because the same thing. We want to move. Now I don't know if we're going to or not, but just in case, I don't want to be leaving all my stuff here. Yeah. So absolutely.
Yes. I've been trying to research and I may hit up some people. Maybe I'll be able to ask Grace on her live stream, or maybe I'll hit up Shawnee or something. I want to see if it's possible to move my grapevine.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, Orlando. That's kind of my plan. I'm going to start doing a Saturday morning because seems to be a good time where nobody else is really on. I don't want to, step on anybody else's toes and that. And timing's a little bad. Saturday mornings I'm usually up, so yeah, I'm going to start trying to do pretty much every Saturday morning, probably about the same time.
I've been seeing that a lot lately, and you let me know. You'll have it to where somebody has a regular time slot, or they're going to do another one, so they'll put out their live 2, 3, 5 days in advance. It's out there, and it's like 10 minutes before they go live, I get notification after notification of like 4 or 5 people that do a
Yeah,
pop-up.
yeah, yeah. It happens. I mean, it's hard to schedule everything. There's so many of us, and a lot of people do live streams, and it's hard to not be on the same time as somebody else. But Saturday morning seems to be a pretty good time. So
Yes. Yeah, it's as the community grows, it's going to be hard to not step on some toes here and there. I mean, I do my best. If I'm going to do a pop-up, I'll go search and try and make sure that I'm not doing anything, because I don't want to split the community, and I like to go support them too.
right, exactly. Yeah, you're trying. You don't want to. Not only do you not want to cover up their live stream, but you want to be on their live stream. So
Yep, absolutely. Ooh, Vanessa, thank you. I might try that. I've got a bunch of research and whatnot. I mean, it's going to be at least a year, if not 2 years before I move. So I've got time, but I'd like to take my established berry bushes and grapevine with me.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to do nothing but container gardening this year in case we move. I don't want to leave anything here.
Now, are you buying yours? Are you building them, or half and half?
I think I'm going to do a lot of 5 gallon buckets.
Okay.
I think that's the route we're going to go this year, and I might have to consult with Double Dog a little bit on that. He did talk his live stream he did Monday. He talked a little bit about how he does some of that. So, and Shawnee's guys, if you want to know about gardening and things like that, Shawnee's got a great channel. So that's somebody you should definitely check out to help you out with that.
Already throwing me good advice out there. That's awesome. Thank you, Shawnee.
Yeah. Gen X Prepper is going to relaunch his channel and try everything except firearm content. Yeah, because, YouTube gets a little finicky about stuff like that. But Vanessa, that's great. Yeah, I try not to do any firearm content just because, I mean, I think everybody's aware of what they need to do, and there's enough firearm channels out there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a lot, and it becomes the whole thing of I don't want to be niched down. There's
Right.
plenty and plenty of channels that they're into just one single category, and I, at least for myself, I want to be able to offer a variety of different things.
Sherry, good morning. How you doing? Yeah, I agree. And there's a lot of channels that are just dedicated to nothing but firearms. So, and honestly, they're more knowledgeable than I am. Not that, I mean, I've been around firearms my whole life, but me and my grandfather, that's all we did every weekend. He'd be like, "Okay, let's go," and we'd go out there was an old strip mine we used to go out and shoot all day long. Luckily, I wasn't paying for the ammo because I was young, but good Lord, did we go through a lot of ammo.
Yeah, I remember back when ammo went way up. That was 22 season.
Yeah. Everybody's got great information about their gardening this year.
I'm sitting here. I'm stuck in chat. They're having
Yeah.
all sorts of conversations. That is
Yeah,
great.
that's where I was stuck too. Yeah. Gen X is going to do nothing but lives. I try to do a little bit of both. I don't really do many shorts, and if it's a short, it's usually got my dog in it. That's usually just all the shorts I do. But I try to do lives and a video or two every week.
That right there, what Shawnee just said, that's just about every single thing in life, not just gardening. You just got to try it and see what works.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to fail.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, they get comfortable, they get enough to where they're making just enough money that their bills are paid and they got a little extra for, pizza or whatever. They get just enough, and then they settle for life and they don't try new things. They don't go out and get those new experiences, create those memories. And it's really sad because we aren't in control. As humans, we want to be in as much control as possible. And when you get one little thing, right, you get that flat tire, the hot water tank goes out, whatever, it throws people into a spiral.
Yep.
Shawnee's hungry this morning.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Yeah, Gen X videos got lost in the mix. My lives have done much better. Oh, that's good. Like I said, I try to do, well, we do the 0 hour, which rotates around, but I'm going to start trying to do this every Saturday morning. And then, of course, I put out a video or two every week. Yeah, I'm getting lost in the chat too. Everybody's got great information going this morning.
Oh, I know. And that's one of the things that I really like about this community. JS is saying, "Hey, I'm going to email you some pictures, share them with OVP." And like, it is so nice to get those text messages and those phone calls and those emails, and everybody just communicates and bounces ideas, and they'll tell you like, "Hey man, did you see my video? I tried this. Do not do it. It's total failure.
Yeah.
Look at it. Tell me, give me some advice."
Yeah, and it's okay to fail. It is okay, but you at least got to try. And like I said, this community is great. Yeah, everybody shares everything. What Shawnee say? Gonna try summer and compare it. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Yep.
We got to get Dan to start posting some stuff.
Yeah, Dan, you need to start doing some videos. Mark said he's going to try to get a video out tonight. Mark needs to do more videos too.
Yes, he does. There's so many people, and the chat is completely evident of how knowledgeable a lot of these people are. And when you're in the community, you're picking stuff up constantly. Anybody in here can be watching channels that I've never heard of, and they pick up a tidbit of information, and then they assume, well, OVP knows it, Rural knows it, and we don't.
No.
But we rely on this chat to go, whoa, that's a great piece of info.
Yep. Yeah, I catch a new channel every now and then. I'll watch somebody's live stream and they'll be talking about somebody. I'm like, I have no idea who that is.
Yeah,
I have to go check them out.
fully support networking, because you never know, right? I mean, you've been around YouTube for a long time. You find a new channel and they're great, for 6 months, year, 2 years, and then all of a sudden, something happens and they change, or they pick up a sponsorship and they sell out or whatever. it's always good to be able to constantly be building that system.
Grit and grind, need to get better and not assume that everybody knows what I do. Oh, absolutely. And you are a wealth of knowledge, Grace. Because if you look at like me in rural, we don't do a lot of homesteading. You know, we would like to get into it, but you know, it's something you've been doing for years, so you can lead us in the right direction.
Yeah, when she put out that video on the oxygen absorbers versus the silica packets,
Yeah,
that's what completely changed my perspective, because I was like, well, duh, that's just a, oh crap. There's a lot of people that probably don't know.
yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a lot of these, and I love the smaller channels because they're focusing in on these really good information, and then once you kind of get medium, it's more of maintaining and building, and then once you get really big, it's just maintaining. But these small channels, like, I don't know how many people I follow that's got 100, 200 subscribers, and they put out amazing stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and there's a lot of I don't watch too many really big channels. I'd say the biggest channel I probably watch on a regular basis is Prepper Now.
Yeah.
He's got like 50 or 60,000, but most of them I'd say almost all the other ones I watch are under 10,000 subscribers, and a lot of them are, under 2,000.
Yeah.
And many of them are under 1,000. So
there's there's a lot of these smaller channels that I go through, and it's great to find, and Grace is one of them. I think she's 10, 15 subscribers away from 1K, and she comments on just about you throw a comment down and you go back in an hour, she answers. She's staying in contact with every single subscriber. If you put the time in to comment, she's going to put the time in to come back, and that speaks volumes that she's engaged, she's trying to build and have the community and show that respect. And that's one of the things, you get in at the ground floor now, because I guarantee in let's say a year, she's going to be well surpassed me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah, JSG. I do watch Bear. I forgot about Bear. Yeah. So Bear Independent. Yeah, I guess they are a bigger channel than Prepper Now. But yeah, I don't watch too many big channels.
Yeah, there's a lot of the big channels that have let me down, that they pick up the sponsors or they pick up something, and next thing you know, it's nothing but advertisement. And the way that they've done it, they used to be very personable, and then now they've gone like corporate-y professional, and it takes it all out of there.
Yeah. Or they're just pushing their own products. Or JS, if you got a question, go right ahead. Fire away.
Yeah, they're starting to get ridiculous anymore, because it's almost that one of buy my survival wool socks or you won't survive the nuclear holocaust that's coming. And I'm going, wool socks ain't doing nothing, man, and they're $89.99. No.
Right. Yeah. Enemy members can still stay in contact. Opinion. Well, yeah. I did hear that Discord is going to start doing facial recognition in order to be on their platform. So I think a lot of people are going to not be on Discord anymore because they don't want to do that. So
yeah,
I understand. Discord. Yeah, it is easy to stay connected with everybody on Discord, but if they do that, it's going to be a problem.
Yes.
Because like I said, I'm in a few Discord groups now, and that I won't be in if they do that. So, and I've already warned the people in those days, if they do this, I'm gone. So,
100%. And that's that right there. What Dan says: the bigger channels ignore the older subs for the new ones, and that's sad, because for me, I grew up on a farm. I grew up way out in the middle of a rural area, to where we had the farm directly across the street, and we had nobody around for, I don't know, 4 or 5 miles. And to have it to where, yeah, I got up. My routine was I got up and I had to go collect eggs and milk the cow before I even got ready for school. And it didn't matter if it was raining or snowing or 100 degrees or minus 10, at a really young age, I had that work ethic completely built into my DNA. And for me, it's remembering where you come from and who you are as an individual. And so when I go through and I do my live streams or I post something, I try and have that engagement, right?
Yeah.
I made my stuff. You took the time out to comment or do whatever, or even share. If I notice somebody shared my stuff, thank you for sharing.
Yeah. Yeah, I try to make sure I hit all the comments and that. But I understand some of the bigger channels, when you get so big, then you get so many comments and live streams, the chat just flies. Like if I watch Angry Prepper, one of his live streams, and I hardly ever even comment because there's just kind of no point. Vanessa, Discord, I don't know if it's got anything to do with just preparedness in general, but their platform has said they're going to start doing facial recognition in order to use the platform. Now, that may change because they're getting a lot of blowback from it, but if they do that, there's going to be a lot of people that aren't going to be on Discord anymore. So we're just going to have to see how that goes. And I think it's supposed to be the beginning of next month, but that, like I said, that could change.
Well, and a lot of that too is going to be, they know there's a lot of people that's not going to want to deal with that. And so it's just another form of control.
Yeah. BJ, good morning. Yeah, it is. And there is going to be a lot of people that's going to say, nope, I'm not doing it.
Yeah. And that's one of the saddest things right now is there is so much control that people don't realize. And nobody wants to have that stranglehold, right? That boot on your neck sort of feeling that you have no privacy, you have no private life, you can't go and network to the point to where you can get people together and be able to train or do things, right? I don't want people, when I get with my mag or my group, to know what my training is. That's private information for us.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I was going to say something and it just left.
It'll come back.
Yeah, I will. I have no idea what I was just going to say. I had something in my head.
Get some coffee.
Yes, must have more coffee.
That's what it is.
Oh, I know what it's good. Yeah, you don't want it to get like it is over in the UK, where if you say something wrong on social media, they come and arrest you. That's what I was getting at. Yeah, the UK's arrested. I can't remember how many thousands of people in the last year over social media comments.
Well, the sad part is, though, is as AI grows, it'll be one of those that you'll be in bed at 2 a.m. snoring and having happy little dreams. AI will just go in there and post for you. And then you'll get a knock at 3 a.m. going, hey, you posted something. Yep. I mean, okay, so you get arrested, you go in, AI is the judge, and it goes, yep, clearly you posted that. And, it's going to come down to, at some point in time, and I really hope it doesn't, we're going to get so far into the digital age that you are either fully unplugged and self-sustaining to where you're just going to be left alone as the outcast, or you're going to be plugged in, fully controlled, fully manipulated, and you will be in 15-minute little cities.
Yep. And I already have a plan for that. If it gets to a certain point, anything that connects to the internet, I don't have any smart appliances. I make jokes about my smart toaster, but I actually don't have a smart toaster. But that all the internet connectable things like this laptop and my phone and so are going in the river down the road. And that'll be it. We will be completely disconnected. That is the plan if it gets to a certain point.
Yep. Yeah, that's huge. It's that time right now of you need to have that preparation that something big's coming, that
Yeah.
something big is going to come in the next 5 years, 10 years. And you need to have the plan of it may not happen in our lifetime. You can't niche down and focus in that it's always going to be within the next 6 months and just keep moving that goalpost, because that's how burnout happens, right? Eventually nothing happens, and you're like, well, it's 6 months, and it doesn't happen. Eventually inside of you, you're just be like, man, I'm just wasting my time.
Yeah. KP, good morning. Good to see you. Yeah, I would be really surprised if something big isn't coming soon. I'm talking like 6 months. Just because of this whole list thing. I mean, I just don't think I think they threw this out in front of us for a reason. I just don't know what the reason is. And I don't think whatever it is, it's going to be a few years down the road. But I could be wrong.
Yes. Well,
Because
and
I
I'm
can always
hoping,
be wrong.
I really hope that you can put that out to 9 months, because for me personally, I have something planned in 8 months.
Yeah.
So if you can push that world ending apocalypse out to 9 months, I'd greatly appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, okay. We'll push it out to 9 months. But
And,
yeah,
and
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what they're trying to cover up, because there's no good reason that they had to show us these files. They just did it, like threw it in our face and went, here you go. Look at this for a while, but don't look over here.
yeah, the curtain's
Ooh,
been closed,
that's a good one.
and I don't know who is going to be the one that can peek behind the curtain and do anything. But the way AI is, they're all over everything. AI is plugged into all the stuff. You never know anymore. There's so many AI social medias and YouTube channels and
Yeah.
all this stuff. And so it would be extraordinarily easy for AI to be like, oh, look, this is what it is, and do small stuff. People then start trusting it, even though most of them know it's AI. They won't care, right? Because it's being right. It's being right. Oh, look, it's pointing this stuff out. And it's real easy to get lulled into that false sense of security and put your trust in something. I I don't put my trust into plastic and electronics.
No. Nope. Janice, that's a good point. Yeah, there is actually an AI church now. Can you believe that? Crazy.
Yeah. Talk about a test of faith.
And like I said, there is a country that has an AI in their parliament. I don't remember which country it is, but
Sad times. I can't even begin to comprehend, like, bowing down and worshiping your computer monitor.
that day's coming. I
I
swear.
know.
It's scary. Yes, JD, we're definitely living on the edge. Oh, hey, that's a good idea. I might try that. Orlando Prepper says, go to Grok on X and ask it to tell you what your social media posts say about you. That's
I,
interesting.
I don't want to know.
Mark says, we need to Google that. What are we Googling, Mark? Yeah, my daughter actually just got her account hacked a couple days ago. Of course, the bank she deals with took care of it, luckily, and everything wasn't a big problem, but could have been. Oh, the AI representative. Oh, yeah. I could. Hang on. I don't remember which one it is. Let's see here. Which country? Which country has. Whoops. If I could type AI in.
Oh yeah. The AI significant others. Happy Valentine's Day, Sony, or whatever your computer is.
Parliament. Okay. Albania. Okay. It's Albania who has one in there named Delia. Got elected in September of 2025. Okay, cool. Yeah, I knew there was one. I just couldn't remember what it was.
I still don't understand, because if you elect AI into a place that a living, breathing human being is supposed to be, that means you're agreeing that that thing has, sentience. Therefore, that thing has all sorts of rights and whatever. So, what happens if that AI sitting senator or whatever goes in and hacks something and starts embezzling money? Do you arrest it?
Yeah, or worse, decides, you know, their neighbors are not good people, and so it's going to launch, push the big red button. That's even scarier. I mean, as far as president goes, the president has what's known as the football, right? The nuclear football, where he can launch the missiles without anybody's okay. So what happens if AI becomes president and just decides, well, we don't like Russia, so, or China, or whoever, Canada, could be anybody, right? I mean, and just decides it's going to use the football and push the button.
Yeah, I mean, he'll give itself more power because it'll be able to manipulate laws and whatever they're voting on. That'll give it more power.
Yep, and it'll always be, oh, this is going to make your life better. But is it really?
Well, that's what they're trying to do, right? I can't go through because one of the biggest types of people that absolutely I despise is laziness.
Yeah.
And that's all technology is doing. I mean, I do not need a refrigerator scanning my stuff and having a knock on the door and going, "Oh, you are out of, ketchup and mayonnaise. Here you go."
Yeah. Actually, speaking of my daughter, they just got their refrigerator went out. So they went and got a smart refrigerator that's got the screen on it and all that. And I just shook my head. I was like, no, don't do that. Too late now, but yeah, I don't want any smart anything. I like nice, stupid appliances.
Yeah, I was going to say mine's smart enough to keep the things cold or frozen. That's about all I want it to do.
Back in 2000, palm scanner to punch and clock in and out of the casino in Arizona. I got out before all that started, but yeah.
Yeah. And see, that's another, yeah, Grace makes a good point. It's finding that nice level of getting old enough that it doesn't have all this technology, but not too old to where you can still work on it and get parts and do all that stuff. I'm finding a lot of this newer stuff, cars, appliances, all this, they take specialized tooling.
Yeah. Either that or they're just throwaway.
Oh, yeah. Don't even get me started on the throwaway society.
Yeah. Just so we can sell more stuff. Yep. I agree. And I don't think that was Mom, Chewy.
Well, and I'll give you one little thing that's absolutely asinine to me. So as a joke, I've got that little plastic, it's a statue of the screaming goat.
Okay.
And when you press it, it does the little goat scream. And the guys at work love it. They're, what kind of day are you having, bud? And he'd press the goat. Well, the batteries are starting to go because they pressed that daggone thing so many times that I opened it up, saw the batteries, went on Amazon, typed it in. The batteries, it takes 3 of these little watch batteries, is $9.97. And I'm like, wow, that's a lot for batteries. So I went and I looked. If I buy, or I'm sorry, the batteries are $9.99. If I buy the whole goat with the batteries, it's $9.97. It's pennies cheaper to throw the goat away than to just replace the batteries.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, but cars are throwaway. I mean, everything's throwaway these days.
Oh, yeah. It'll be like that with everything. I mean, it started out with cheap Chinese junk, right? You bought it for $5 instead of the $25 of the good one.
Yep.
Because you could just throw it away every year. And people like new shiny things, right? I hope that thing breaks. I've been wanting a new one, for 6 months. And then it went to like TVs. I just bought a new TV for the living room, 65-inch TV. Didn't even pay $300 delivered to my door.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's crazy. Well, technology is about the only thing that ever goes down in price. I don't know. You're a little too young to remember when VCRs come out, they were like $4,000. And back then, $4,000 was a lot more money than it is now.
Yeah.
And,
I still got the TV with the VCR built into it.
Yeah. But by now, I mean, before they weeded them out, you could get a VCR for $20, And the same thing with DVD players. When they started, they were really expensive, and now they're like, nothing. If you can even find one.
Right there, Gen X. Replacing the product guarantees returning customer. And that's sad right there, because I don't remember if anybody had this. At least when I was growing up, especially, when I was 18 or whatever, you went and you bought a product and 6 months later that thing broke. I'm not buying from that company no more.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, them old TVs used to weigh a ton.
Oh yeah. That was back when you could, run down to the store and leave your front door wide open, because most of your valuable stuff was too big. You'd need 4 people in a U-Haul to get it out anyway.
Yeah. Well, see, we used to do that around here because there was no crime. I mean, nobody locked their doors. You went over to somebody's house, you knocked on the door a couple of times, and that nobody answered. You opened the door, stuck your head in, and said, "Hey, anybody home?"
Yep.
And everybody kept like a notepad on a little desk or table or something by the door. And if nobody was home, you just left them a note. "Hey, I stopped by to whatever,
Yep.
And, nobody said, "Oh, there was somebody in my house." Nobody cared. It was like, "Oh, hey, so-and-so was here while we were gone, and I should give them a call or whatever." Because, you couldn't take your phone with you. It was attached to the wall.
Yeah. Well, that's the sad part, right? We went from the old school party lines to having a cordless in your house. That was major.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden you had a cell phone, right? You could walk around with your phone. And now we're getting to the point of even your cell phone battery sucks. Yep. You're still tethered to the wall.
Pretty much. Yeah, now they're wanting to put your cell phone like in you, like a chip kind of thing.
No,
I'm like, I don't think so.
Nope. That's the day I no longer need to communicate.
Yep, that's when it all goes in the river.
Yep. Yeah, you can keep all that. All that people that's getting chips put in them so they can scan their hand and pay for stuff. Not happening.
Yeah. Yep. And that's it. I mean, they're pushing for that.
No, they can push all they want. There's so many people of the glitz and the glamour, right? I want to be in the city. I want to be in the bustling little everything where all the stuff is and the convenience and all that. Give me Mayberry any day.
Yep. Hey, I lived in the big city for a while. Well, it wasn't really. I mean, I kind of a big city anyway, but it was definitely chaos and crazy all the time. And I'm glad to be back here in the nice, quiet, peaceful middle of nowhere, pretty much. But yeah, I was out there for almost 20 years. So yeah, what's that company called? It's starting to do that pre-crime stuff. It'll come to me, maybe. Somebody put it in the chat. Whatever that company is that's starting to do that. So I don't have to look it up. But yeah, there is a company that's starting to, and it's one that we've heard of. Oh, shoot. I can't remember. I don't know why I can't remember.
Well, you're going to start getting at some point in time where you're going to get Minority Report. You're going to be sitting on your couch. You're going to kick your door in. They're going to be like, "You're being arrested for this." And you're like, "I haven't done it." You haven't yet, but you're going to.
Yeah. Oh, now I have to look it up. Yes, Plantier. Thanks, JS Genesis. Yep, that's it. Yep. Right when I was going to start looking it up. Yeah, that's it. We're starting to go, well, you might do this 10 years from now. So, yeah, that day's coming. All these sci-fi movies are starting to be not sci-fi anymore.
You know, and a lot of these things, I believe that, you know, all the alphabet agency stuff, you know, they're 5, 10, 20 years ahead of us.
Oh, absolutely.
So it kind of makes you think when you know Hollywood is definitely in with all the alphabet, that when they put out things, it's stuff that's already out. We're just getting exposed to it because, you know, and let's just keep it to where it'll be playful. You put out a movie like Jurassic Park, you wait 5 years and somebody starts talking about, hey, let's do this, and there was, it's either A, oh, you're crazy about the movie, or B, people see the movie and they get excited. You know, literally
Yep.
Jurassic Park is the same thing that they're doing with bringing back the woolly mammoth.
Yep. Exactly. And if you there's a documentary, and it's old, on Star Trek. I think it's called How Star Trek Changed the World or whatever, and all these things that they started to create that came off the Star Trek show. Cell phones was one of them. And it's a great documentary. It's old. I think it came out like the '90s or something. But yeah, you're exactly right. LMDMT, good morning. How are you doing today?
You got quite a crew in here.
Yeah, everybody got nothing to do on a Saturday morning. Nothing wrong with that.
No, I'm on my third cup of coffee. The seeds have been planted. I already got most of my chores done, bed made, everything I think's all good. I got a few more things I got to do. I'm actually going to be moving my pantry, so that's quite the undertaking.
Yeah, definitely. That would be an undertaking.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot.
LMDNT said, "You're on your third cup, rookie. I'm on my third pot."
Yeah, I try and keep my heart in control and all that. I've been focusing now. Last weekend I did have a cheat weekend and I had some pasta and some pizza and some things like that, and I paid the price and I gained 2 pounds. So I am working extra hard and trying to be a good rural.
Yeah, carbs and sugar. I'm telling you, stay away from carbs and sugar, and you will melt away.
Yes, yeah, I can fully attest to that.
Watchman, good to see you. Yeah, I stopped eating white sugar. If I drink any soda, which I might drink one a day, maybe, but it's always like I got one sitting here that I started yesterday. It's always the black caps and no sugar ones. You know, this is something new that came out. It's not bad. Mostly I drink zero sugar 7 Up, but yeah, I'm telling you, stay away from the sugar. And carbs is just basically sugar. I mean, what your body turns carbs into sugar and it burns the sugar first. And then you
Yep.
store fat. Your body is supposed to run off of fat. But if you eat sugar or carbs, it will do that first.
Yeah, yeah, Italian pastas, all that. That's my big weakness.
Yeah, and you can eat a little bit of it. Just don't eat a lot of it. Grinding beans for your third cup or third pot. Yeah, so like I said, I just stay away from sugar and as much carbs as I can. You know, I eat bread, but I eat, either whole wheat bread or grain bread. Uh, I don't eat a lot of pasta, a little bit here and there because the wife likes pasta, and I'm not going to say, well, don't make pasta. So, but she don't eat a lot of carbs either. She could use to gain a few pounds.
Yeah. Well, and it's going to be nice to be able to, because when I go through and I move the pantry, it'll give me a really good thing that I'm going to be touching each and every item. So it's a good thing for me that I'm going to be able to kind of like spring clean as I move it, see and take inventory again, make sure my inventory count's good, check dates on some things, check conditions of things. So uh,
Yep.
as much as I really kind of not looking forward to it, I'm actually really excited because I'm making room for growth.
Yeah. I need to do that too. That's not one thing that we need to do. We went through some of it a while back, but we need to go through it all again and eat up the stuff that's about ready to, well, that needs ate up, and replace it with some new stuff.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this grow season. I'm If I get everything done and I get the help and I get everything, which all looks like it's all great, I'm going to be tripling my output this year.
Good. That's awesome. You've been really nice to the AI, just in case LMDNP. That's actually not a bad idea. So go, yeah, I kind of like this person. Maybe we'll let them go. But yeah,
Growth is a bigger belt.
Mark, have a good day. Sorry to hear about the funeral you have to go to, but
Yeah, I figure that today is probably going to be a cheat day for a lot of people. It's going to be a lot of carbs, a lot of chocolate, some probably some wine and some other stuff, and it's okay, right? I mean, we're human, and we all like things that taste good and make us feel good and whatnot. So, even for me, I will probably have a nice glass of wine and maybe a cookie or a piece of chocolate tonight because, uh, you've got to celebrate a little bit, right?
yeah, you don't have to live by that stuff 24/7, 365. I mean, I have I have a sweet tooth, so every now and then I try not to do it much, but every now and then it's like, I need me a cream stick, or the wife will come home with a cheesecake because she likes cheesecake. So, and I'll go, I might have to have a piece of that.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's one of the things too with a lot of people. If you really want to lose some weight and get in shape, homestead or get out into the rural area to where you don't have that 5 minute run to the gas station or convenience store or anything like that. When, for me, it's quite the haul, and I'm not wasting my time and my gas to run down and overpay for junk food that I know I don't need.
Yep. Yep. We do our monthly grocery shopping, which I think we're going to do today when the wife gets home from work. And that's it. We go like once a month, stock up on everything we need, and that's it. We don't go back, unless we need something small that I'll pick up on the way to work or whatever.
Yep. That's kind of my thing. I see so many people on social media that they literally go to the store every day or every couple
Yep.
days and whatnot, and I I couldn't even imagine.
No, me neither. And the same thing with like DoorDash. I swear, if the grid ever goes down, there's going to be so many people. They say what 90% won't last a year. I don't know if 90% will last a couple of months.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, the amount of ignorance of whoa, this is like you got to get brown cows to get chocolate milk, and you don't kill cows, you just go and get the meat from the store, and just the
Yeah,
level of absolute ignorance of people is astounding to me. And the level of blind trust, you get somebody that smiles at you, holds the door open, and they're really nice, and people's like, no, that's another living breathing human being, I'm not trusting them.
right.
Yet they'll go through and pick something up at the grocery store and trust all the people involved handling that product.
Yep. Dusty, good morning. Good to see you. Yeah, it's my son, and I try to tell him and try to tell him. It's like talking to the wall. Uh, If it wasn't for DoorDash, he'd be gone in a week.
Yeah.
And I try to tell him, but
Yeah.
you know how kids are.
Well,
Not really a kid, he's 30. I mean, which is the really sad part about it.
and there's so
And he's
many.
the youngest one. The rest of them kind of get it, like the older ones listen to us, mostly anyway. And, they got some food stockpiles and some things like that. And the grandkids love to go camping in that. So I'm going to do a lot of camping trips this year. They like learning the bushcraft stuff and that. They're all into that. So, which is great.
Yeah,
So
I've seen that too right there for LM. Walmart is thinking about turning a lot of the stores as pickup only or delivery only. I truly believe that that was part of the whole, 19/20 era, was to see how the economy would go. And you'll probably see a trend here in the near future of a lot more work at home stuff, get rid of the brick and mortar stuff.
Yep. Yeah, because they can eliminate employees. And
Yep.
of course, it's all about, how much more money can you make? So, yeah,
Well, yeah, it's going to be a lot more automation because you can work around the clock. You don't have to pay the insurance and all that stuff. And, it's not that far fetched. You go back 10, 20 years and that's a comic book or a sci-fi movie or whatever. But you literally can have these stores now that are completely automated. I've seen some to where literally the order comes in, the computer reads it, picks all the product, puts it in the box, shoves it into a thing that palletizes it, and off it goes. And there wasn't a single human involved anywhere.
right. Exactly. And Blue Cord, good morning. That's another one of our Ohio guys. Blue Cord, if you're not following rural this way, uh we more Ohio people. So yeah, follow rural.
Oh,
And Grace has got a point. Yeah, social credit score. That's what all these AI data centers are for.
yep.
They're going to start watching everything you do, and it's going to be like China. And if you say something that they don't like, they're going to shut down your debit cards or whatever, and you're not going to be able to get stuff anymore.
Well, and I was reading a little expose not too long ago where that social credit score was going to be every facet of your life. So
Yeah,
it's not going to just be that you can and can't spend your money, but it's also going to be on whether or not you get a job,
yep,
where you live, what school your kids go to, even down to the point of, can you get married to this person? Are your scores close enough, or are you 100 and they're a 700, and they're gonna be like, nope, you can't do this.
yeah, exactly. Just like they do in China. They watch you. They got cameras, facial recognition that they watch you cross the street, and if you jaywalk or something like that, your credit score goes down, and yeah, it's insane.
Yeah,
It's worse than any sci-fi movie we've ever seen.
yeah. I already know what my score is because I think that's the whole reason it hasn't been implemented yet, is because they're like, guys, Earl's in the negative.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Any of us that are on here doing the stuff that we do, yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna be living in a tent in the woods because we won't be able to get anything.
Right. Yeah. All right. See, like what Grace said, if you're going to do something like get married or get a new job or move, you might want to start considering that stuff before the social credit scores come out.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And yeah, that's another good point. If you didn't get your your poison shot, then yeah.
Yep. Yeah, because that'll be one of them things. You've been saving up for the last 5 years. Social credit score comes out, and you go to move, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, you've got to be a 700 to get this place, and you're only a 590."
Yeah.
Or you're going to go for a promotion, or you're going to change jobs, and they're going to be like, "No, your credit score's not there." Or can you imagine you've been dating the same girl or guy for the past 5 years? You've got your wedding all planned out, social credit score comes out and they're like, yeah, you know what? No, you can't do it.
Right. And the Watchman's got a good point. Yeah, I think what they're doing, if you look on social media, everybody's power bills are going through the roof. And I think not only are we paying for the data centers, but I think they want to price you out of the market so that you don't have power at all anymore because they're going to need it all for those data centers.
Well, I think
So
it's
you're going to be living in the dark while AI is keeping an eye on you.
Well, I think it goes more than that. It's going to be power. It's going to be food. It's going to eventually be gasoline and things like that. So all the things that you need, you know, it's going to end up being that whole thing to where people can't afford it, and it's going to be probably more stimulus stuff, which will put us further in debt. And then the next thing you know, it's going to be, oh, we're going to do a universal basic income, and by the
Yep.
way, you get the number of dollars that matches your social credit score.
Yep. Absolutely. Especially when the AI starts taking everybody's job, because you know it's going to. I mean, you don't have to pay it. So and if you invest in your company, that's a tax write-off. So if you replace all your employees with AI, or as many of them as you can, that's a tax write-off. And they don't take vacation. And every company is going to do it because they're going to go, oh, we can make more money doing it this way.
Yep. Yep. And right there, try your best at getting used to a lot less now. That's always that big push. Remember, is always keeping up with the Joneses. They got a new car, I need a new car. They got this, I need this. And that's why I put my slogan for my channel is it's not about having the most, it's about putting yourself in the position to need the least.
Yeah, absolutely. And water is going to be another thing. They're pumping so much water through these data centers to keep them cool.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
going to have an issue. That's why they're building so many in Ohio, because they're building them up north and they're sucking the water out of the Great Lakes.
Yep. Yeah. And hopefully they stay up north because I plan on moving southern Ohio.
Yeah. Yeah, you were talking about down by the river somewhere, right?
Yeah, that's kind of my hope is to be able to move down that direction. We'll see.
It is cheaper down there for the most part, the river towns.
Yes, it's very beautiful down there.
I worked in Wheeling for a while, which is just across the river,
Yes. Yeah, there will be some stuff, and it's all going to be your basic things. I think you're going to get priced out of a lot of stuff, and then the whole thing will be, well, you got to move into the city because we can't afford to maintain the lines that run out rurally, and we can't do this, and we can't. There'll be a bunch of excuses to try and get everybody to move in. That's that whole industrialization. Everybody was out on farms and spread out. They were having multi-generational homesteads and farms. And then when the Industrial Revolution came and all the factories started being in the towns, people started moving into the suburbs, and they wanted to be closer, more convenient. And that the Industrial Revolution was a great thing, right? We modernized and made life a little easier. But the only thing is, though, is we never stopped. We never became satisfied with, you know what? We're good.
Right. Yeah, and JD, that's a good point. The towns are voting no on the data centers, and they're just building them anyway. So that goes back to my point, and your vote really doesn't count.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's that whole thing. It's like being at work. They come in and they tell you to work 110%, right? Give it your all and then some, and you do everything that they ask, and they ask for your input. What's going on here? What's this? And nothing changes. And at the end of the day, they're like, "Oh, great job! Here's a pizza party," and you're going,
Yeah.
I did all this, nothing what I say mattered, and I get a pizza party.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes you mad. Whoever come up with that idea in corporate America should be smacked in the head. Yeah. Watch when I saw that they approved. That actually got approved, that government shutoff switch in the new cars. It says if the AI that's going to be in your car thinks you're impaired in any way, it's just going to shut your car off. Blue Cord, have a good day. German Village Schmidt sausage. Right on. Sounds good.
Dang. New girlfriend and Valentine's Day and Smith's sausage. That's
Yeah.
gonna be a good day.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan. But yeah, I mean, if you swerve or anything else, it's just going to shut your car off. So, if you spill coffee on yourself and go up and swerve a little bit, it's going to say, oh, you're impaired. Or maybe if your social credit score isn't high enough, it's just going to park you somewhere. Back to horse and buggies. Yeah, you know what? I could actually get a horse and buggy because I'm close enough to the Amish and I could go out and buy one. Them buggies are actually expensive. You'd be shocked.
Mm-hmm. You'll go back to Walking Dead where you're going to turn these useless cars into them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sad day. I mean, for me, I work in what's this called the transportation industry, and you want a real scary thing to picture. I watched not long ago, like a brand new semi burn, and they just let it burn. There's no putting it out with everything that was there, fuel tanks, full and all
Yeah.
that. They just kind of controlled it and let it go. When that thing finally was out, there was nothing left of the cab. It all that aluminum melted down. I mean, the only thing that you really saw was the wiring in the seats were there.
Yeah.
So imagine that thing 70 miles an hour, barreling down on you. Those things are all plastic toys.
Yeah. Absolutely. Grace said she's just going to ride Merle to town.
I
That's
tell you
funny.
what, I would pay money to see that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You could get 1,000,000 views on that one.
Yes. And have Badger in tow and Attila the hunt or the hen sitting on Merle's head or something, and just have
Yeah.
this whole little gang of critters going to town.
Yeah. Them flock cameras. Hudson Valley talks about them. They got a lot of them going up in New Yorkistan. Uh, he's done talked to a lot about those flock. I haven't seen any around here yet. I've been keeping my eyes open, but I'm in a small town. All that stuff always starts in the big cities first, in the bigger areas and the blue states, and then moves its way down. Ohio's supposed to be a blue state, but if you hear all the stuff that they're starting to pass and things like that, there's not really much different. I mean, the governor, they're trying to get rid of property tax, and the government said, well, if you do that, I'm going to have to raise sales tax to 20%.
Yeah, good
Like,
luck.
it's like a threat.
Yeah, it's Ohio's in a predicament in the next couple of years and which direction it's going to go. You got your 3/4 major blue cities, and luckily for me in my county, we're about as deep as red as you can possibly get.
Yeah, same thing here. Yeah, and that's how every state is. Just about every state, the big cities are all the blue areas, and the smaller areas, the rural areas, are all red. It's just some states, the big cities dominate the population of the state, so that's why that state ends up blue. And then in other states where the big cities don't dominate the population, it ends up red. So
Yep. I'm really lucky. If I could, they're starting to build up my county, and it's a very sparsely populated one. The village that I live in literally has just a couple hundred people. Like we're spread out, but we're convenient, right? I mean, within half hour, maybe 40 minutes, I could be downtown in some pretty big cities, depending on traffic and weather and whatnot. So, I mean, I still have some conveniences relatively close, but I'm also out to where if I walk outside, I mean, I'm surrounded by cornfields in 3 different areas.
yeah, yeah, that's a good point, Watchman. I heard. Wait, who was going to run for governor of California? I just saw it this morning. Shoot, I don't remember. Now I gotta look it up. it was somebody, and I thought, "Ooh, that'd be interesting."
Yeah, but
But they probably won't get elected. But for governor,
yeah, I miss the days. I want somebody to actually run for president to where we go back to the way things should be. The states have the power. That gives you the more freedom because if you don't like who got put in and they're making bad changes, you just got to move, you know, minus California and Texas. You usually only have to move a couple hours. You're not moving from Maine to, Washington State just to get away from something. Usually you can move a couple hours, go across the border and reset up. Now, no one really likes to. I see that because everybody's into their convenience and comfort zones, but there's sometimes in life you do, right? You've got to look at what current is and what the potential future is. Sometimes you do just got to start from scratch. You've just got to walk away.
yeah, absolutely. Well, whatever I saw this morning hasn't been updated yet.
Come to
Uh,
Oklahoma.
Department of Defense has just blacklisted military personnel from taking courses at most of America's top universities and specialist tech and medical schools, including Harvard, Yale, MIT, and Johns Hopkins. Huh. That just come across my wire. That's interesting.
Nice.
Yeah, but I saw today somebody was running for governor of California, or was at least thinking about it. And I was like, wow, that's going to be interesting. But they, like I said, they probably won't get elected. Yeah, Watchman, I'm afraid I have to agree with you. But yeah, there's probably no way out of this because, I mean, the AI is coming whether we want it to or not. Population of the town is 3. I've been to some really, really small towns. If you get out west, there's some towns that are. If you go through the old Speaker of the House used to be from Searchlight, Nevada, and Searchlight has like a population of like 12 people. And the U.S. Speaker of the House, I don't remember his name either, was from Searchlight, Nevada, which is they don't even have police. They have a police car parked alongside the road. They don't even have an engine or anything in it. It's just like a visual deterrent, like, hey, you shouldn't be doing 90 through this tiny little town. It's a gas station and a strip club and like 3 trailers. That's the whole town.
Nice. So, well, for me, I have, because it is Valentine's Day, the girlfriend is going to be calling me in a minute. So, you, sir, have a great day. Everybody in chat, you guys have a blessed day. And if you will, I will see you tonight on Grace's Live.
Yep, sounds good. Thanks for stopping by.
Take care, everybody.
Where is it? Okay, the Speaker of the House from Searchlight. No, Speaker. Okay, hang on. Harry Reid. Yeah. Okay. Y'all remember Harry Reid? Yeah. Harry Reid was from Searchlight, Nevada, which is literally like I've been in houses that have more people in it than Searchlight, Nevada. But he was speaker for a long time. So if anybody remembers him, you talk about a tiny, tiny, tiny little town. I'm missing some of the comments. Massive ICE army going to be. Yeah, I heard something about he's starting to move them into different towns and that. And there's ICE starting to show up in Ohio, which honestly, it's about time. I know they've been in Columbus and Youngstown, which Youngstown kind of surprises me because I would have thought the population up there would have took care of things themselves. If you know anything about Youngstown, Ohio, well, it's basically a retirement home for the mob. Youngstown, Ohio is kind of a scary place. Yes, we'll all have a good day. So, has anybody got any big plans for Valentine's Day? We don't really celebrate Valentine's Day. I mean, I told my wife when she got up this morning, Happy Valentine's Day, as she was headed off to work. That was about it. Ice in Oklahoma, getting truckers. Well, that sounds like a good idea if you've seen all the accidents they've had because the guys don't even speak English, can't read the signs. I don't understand how you get a CDL without even being an American citizen. I don't understand. They just handed them out at the border or what? It kind of seems that way. Yeah, I mean they've made a mess of this country, and I don't see it getting any better anytime soon. And we're not voting our way out of this mess. So, because like I said, I don't. First of all, I personally don't think your vote counts. Second of all, even if it does, the person you replace the evil person that's in there now with is going to be just as bad because politics is corrupt all the way down to your local city council. That's interesting. Yep. So Gen X prepper is going to be busy all day. Like I said, I think for Valentine's Day we're going to go do our monthly shopping trip. Yeah, Watchmen. Yeah, but like I said, if you've never been to Searchlight, Nevada, and the only reason I ever went to Searchlight, Nevada, is because when I lived in Vegas, we used to get free rooms down in Laughlin, and Laughlin's got I don't know half a dozen casinos, and it's a nice little quiet town. So we would go down there like to get out of the hustle and bustle and just hang out. Laughlin's a nice little town. It's right across the river from Arizona. What was it? Little town across the river from Laughlin. No, I don't remember, but you could walk across the bridge and your phone would change time because you were in two different time zones. Yeah, exactly. Kane Corso, good morning. How you doing? Uh, why my brain is not working this morning. I got a little fog going. Hey, there you go. There'll be a discounting Valentine's Day candy starting tomorrow by Monday for sure. I've also been to Searchlight, Nevada, or not Searchlight, Rachel, Nevada. You ever been to Rachel, Nevada? So everybody knows where Rachel, Nevada is, right? Because that's like right outside of the Groom Lake uh, facility, right? Area 51. So, sorry, I got lost in the chat for a minute. Rachel, Nevada has a population like 80 people, and it's one of the most well-known towns in the country. I mean, everybody's heard of Rachel, Nevada, but it's a very, very tiny, tiny little place. You would think it would be bigger because everybody's heard about it and that, but it's not. Now they get like 4,000 tourists a day up there in the summertime. So that whole little tiny little town is run off of tourism. I went up in the winter. Well, what we said was winter out there. Yeah, I actually saw Easter candy a few weeks ago. But it's a neat little place if you ever get a chance. I had an alien burger at the Little Alien up there in Rachel. Huh. LMDMT, that's interesting. Yeah, that was all kind of weird. The party balloon excuse doesn't make any sense. Chocolates, everything's up. But yeah, they got to raise the prices when it's peak sales time, right? Yeah, that whole airport closure and all that happened down there just didn't really make any sense. Especially for 10 days. I mean, if they were shooting down a drone, why close it for 10 days? Now, they didn't end up keeping it closed for 10 days, but that was the original NOTAM, was for 10 days. My news feed's been pretty quiet today. I don't know if that's good or bad, but haven't seen anything too crazy. So what do you guys think's going on with all these files releasing that? Anybody got any idea what they're planning? I mean, I think we all got guesses, but I don't think anybody really knows. I don't have a clue. It could be just about anything. Any theory is a good theory right now. Whoops, I missed. Wow. That's crazy. Washington State, yeah, well, the red states. Ohio's still pretty cheap. West Virginia's cheap. They're really expensive in Pennsylvania. I used to work in Pennsylvania, and I would have people that would say, "Hey, buy me a couple cartons of cigarettes on your way to work tomorrow from Ohio, and I'll pay you for them." And that, because Pennsylvania was always expensive. Yeah, Watchman, that's a possibility. Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I don't know what I really don't know what the plan is. Wow. Yeah, I don't know about all that, but there's definitely some strange stuff going on. Could it be? Yeah, of course it could be. I just don't know what they got planned. They got what was that? 38 billion they've set aside for immigrant detention centers. Now, what do they need $38 billion for immigrant detention centers? And of course, they've been building FEMA camps for years. Are they planning on sticking us all in there? I don't know. It's possible. It's all biblical. It sure does seem that way, doesn't it, Out Dog? I mean, you know, it, starting to follow the footsteps, ain't it? Yep, that's another good point. But yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. I mean, everybody's talking about 2030 and stuff like that. At the rate we're going, I don't know if we make it that far. I mean, not the world as we know it anyway. I'm not talking about us personally. We're preppers. We're supposed to make it. Part of the prepping, in my opinion, is going to be that we're going to be the ones that help rebuild after the chaos. Yeah, Watchman, you're right. Doom, doom, doom. Yeah, I hate to be the bringer of doom, but boy, I don't know, just in the last, well, ever since the great toilet paper apocalypse, things have just went on a downhill spiral. Yep, you're right. Everybody's got great points. And I've talked a lot with, you want to talk about other people who study the Bible and that. I've talked a lot lately with God's Prepared Warrior, Fernando. If you guys know him, he was on Zero Hour a few weeks back. Chewy, quit shaking everything. We're having a Chewy quake. And also Josh from Apocalyptic Awakening. We've been talking about all the biblical stuff quite a bit in the background lately. And it's getting scary. The only thing that makes me think that it may not be biblical, and this is, I'm talking small percentage, okay, is that I'm sure during other things such as like World War II and that people thought that was, the second coming because of all the horrible things that were going on. So there is a part of me that, although be it small part, there is a lot. Yeah, it is kind of ironic, isn't it? That thinks that maybe this is just another bad time in history and it's not actually the second coming, but it sure is seeming like it. I mean, it's all lining up way too much. Yeah, I definitely think you can tell a huge difference between Trump's first term and this term. Like, he's definitely, in my opinion, been compromised. Yep, L-Dog, I've seen a lot on that too. That's a good point. But yeah, Trump is not the same person he was when he was elected the first time. Things are completely different this time. And was this the plan all along? Did he plan on ushering all this stuff in if he would have got reelected in 2020? Maybe. Or did they get to him somewhere between then and now? Yeah. And if you looked at the conspiracy theories that are coming out of these files, they're saying they have replaced people. Biden was one of them. They're saying that Biden actually passed away in 2019. Now, I don't know if any of that's true, but it is, yeah. There's been photos that it doesn't seem like it's him. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It might, yeah, like you said, I mean, if they really are replacing people, which, hey, wouldn't surprise me. And like Rural was talking about technology, the technology that the government and that has is so much more advanced than anything that we've seen. Oh, absolutely, Watchmen. So can they do things that we couldn't imagine? Probably. Yeah, that's a good point too. Whoops. Yeah, I agree, Kane, but that's got to be part of the plan. They had to know we were all going to flip out when we saw this. So I just don't understand why they released them. Do they want us to all flip out? The World Economic Forum talks about how the population's way too high. They want us to all flip out and go full torches and pitchforks so they can run in their bunkers and drop the sun on us. To get rid of the population, because they've come out and said that the new studies have said that like nuclear winter wouldn't be near what we thought it was. They're saying that it might only last 10 years and maybe as little as 18 months instead of being, we originally thought years ago that it was going to be, 1,000 years or 10,000 years or something like that. And now they're saying, well, with the new technology and the new weapons, it wouldn't be that bad anymore. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a good point too, Watchman. So they're talking about, they call these people survivors, right? Well, why do you think they're calling them survivors? Well, because a lot of them didn't. If they start digging places up, it's going to be a crap show. It's just going to be ridiculous. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's another good point. Yeah, because he's definitely not the same person. That's true. Well, like I was just saying, that part of prepping is going to be that our job's going to be to rebuild, or at least help in the rebuilding. So, well, guys, I've been on here for a long time. So I think I'm going to get off of here and get moving and get some things done and take Miss Reba for a walk and go for a walk. No? Oh, anyway. And again, don't forget to catch Grace's. Thanks, Orlando. Good having you. Don't forget to catch Grit and Grace's live stream tonight at 9:00. And because it's her first one, and everybody show up to support her. And we're going to start doing this probably every Saturday morning, probably about the same time, about 9:00. Sounds like a good time. That gives me time to wake up and have coffee and get my brain functioning. And we will see you all. If we don't see you on Grit and Grace's live stream tonight, don't forget to check out 0 Hour Sunday night on Half-Ass Ready's channel at 8:00 Eastern. And our guest is Leonard Mountain Homesteading. Yeah. So Chris and Amy, great people. They've been on before. They are awesome people. Amy is actually probably the hardest working person on YouTube. So we will see you all Sunday night. Have a great Valentine's Day, everybody. Tell the ones you love. Tell the ones you love them. And keep prepping, man. Keep prepping, because we don't know what's coming, but something's definitely coming down the pipe. So have a good day, everybody, and we will see y'all later.